Okay. And here's sewing machines over here.
LOL.
You should probably sit up straight.
No. I don't.
I mean, I think that's a pretty good like spacing, don't you? I don't know. Let's watch it back as a recording.
It's kind of weird.
Well, I was saying we need to point it maybe downward, and then close that door because that'll reflect more white. But then you have this like glare right here.
Oh, there's so much shit on the back of that door.
Is that hat stuff? I noticed the hats.
It's both.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? I think it's okay. Do we want to put the sewing machine down, clean off the back of the door, and then, I mean, there's not really a way to plug in the laptop back there with that door open, is there? Because I think with that door open, it's the perfect light. Like if you pull the door. What did you think was going to happen?
If the door just enough.
If the door goes all the way over, can it kind of like sneak behind the side? Because if you pull it too far forward, it like comes off the track, right?
To a point, yeah. I mean, it'll come a little off the track. Okay, you gotta go. You gotta go because you're not just gonna sit there and behave. I know you. I'm on to you. You could have moved the sewing machine in that time.
Oh, is it plugged back in?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought this is a test anyways. You can end recording it. Or we can just jump right into it after. Is it plugged in?
No.
Good.
I use it on the desk, but Pat moved it so we could do our
I'm
taxes.
going to tuck that back over there.
I have yet to move it back.
Ooh, oh my gosh. Well, now my stuff's in the way. Oh, I have hair in my eyeballs. Got it. Where do you want it? Oh, I'm just going to set it.
Because I can just stick it on the floor. I don't care.
Oh my god, I almost fell over. My butt hit this and I almost ate shit into the corner.
That would have been a sad day.
Okay. I think that's not bad.
Okay.
Would you like your water over here? I can hand it to you as you'd like it.
Yeah, that's okay.
You're just gonna hold it?
Just gonna hold it.
Did you take any notes in your margins?
No, I don't. I refuse to write in my book.
They have those those clear sticky
I know
notes.
I have some.
Do they work?
They do, but I hate how it looks.
I also feel like if you left it in there long enough, it would rip your pages. I'd like to know if that happens because it would make me really mad.
I was going to say I have some if you would like to try them out. Because I bought tabs and clear sticky notes and I don't like them.
How quickly are the two main characters introduced to each other? Isn't it when Danica dies?
Hunt and
Bryce, yeah.
Yeah, it's in, well, they don't technically get introduced until Micah shows up and tells them to go.
But their first like paths crossing as of now, that we know of as of now, their first like paths crossing.
Yes. But I don't know that they actually
alley.
Yes, in the alley.
Can I just say that when they were in the alley and like all that shit was going down, I was like, this is wild. And then we got to the part where we find out that it's Micah, the archangel, on the ground. And I was like, what the literal fuck? And in my head, that pinged really hard. And I was like, why would he have been there? Because we find out before Bryce does, don't we?
No.
It's not dropped at the same time.
I think it is.
I just got past that part in the audiobook though. And I feel like there was something that was said at one point between like Isaiah and Hunt.
Maybe.
I can't remember.
I mean, I haven't re-listened or reread it, so I wouldn't have got that detail. Because the first time I learned about it was when he tells Bryce that it was Micah in the alley.
Yeah. I find it really interesting and weird the way they portray. I will say my hot take from this book is I am not a fan of the like, there's angels, there's, I'm going to find the word. There's like werewolf type people. There's like
the wolf
fire,
shifters.
like all the different types of fantasy characters really threw me.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it by the end, but at the beginning, I was like, my God, I have to learn all of these different.
I cannot keep track of who's in what house. And so I will say that, like, them talking about Jessica having switched houses, I was like, I do not understand the significance of that.
It started, well, Jessica, though, we don't actually know what she is. Isn't that correct?
She's a witch.
Was she a witch?
Yes. And she defected.
I thought she was just of that house.
No, I think she's a witch, and then she switched houses out of the house that witches are in.
And now she's a sorceress.
Okay.
I loved like expounding upon what witches are in how the like Crescent City series versus what they are in Throne of Glass.
What do you mean?
Like the witches in Throne of Glass don't have magic unless they do the yielding.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Like that's the only real magic they have other than like being able to fly their brooms. But like
it's true.
We also like find out that witches were being like pushed into hiding.
I was gonna say, I also wonder, like, with the theory that it's like Throne of Glass and then ACOTAR, if like their power is going to end up coming back once everything is like restored to the realm in ACOTAR.
I'm kind of wondering if it's more one of those things because like this is my theory. So my theory is like we have established in the Mossverse the world walking. Oh my God, wait. Did I send you this? Okay, and it's going to come back to me in a second. We'll come back to it in a second. That world walking is something that happens, like that they can move between worlds, and they have the Northern Rift and the And so I think those are part of the gates, just like the gates were in Throne of Glass. So I have this like theory because we find out at some point in this book that it's like the year 15,780 something.
Right.
And so I think that this is like the America of the Mossverse. Everyone who's been exiled from other places, other worlds, are getting all slammed together in mega cities where they don't get along and they're all segregated. It's like Chinatown and like a Germantown and like all of those places within, what is it called? Lunathion?
Yeah.
So that's my like, and that like, oh, this is where the world walking the rifts opening. I think Bryce hooks up with Gabrielle.
Okay, you said Gabrielle showed up in the book.
Where? I think Bryce hooks up with Gabrielle. The lion shifter she hooks up with in the bathroom is the exact description. It was chapter 63, wasn't it? I think I sent you chapter 63.
Oh, I was on like chapter 15 when you sent me that.
Oh, maybe it wasn't that far. No, because Hunt and her have like shit going on at that point. I think Gabrielle is the lion shifter that she fucks in the bathroom of the White Raven that she talks about before. I think it's right before she goes up and sees Tertian. It is.
Is it?
It is. Because she's like trying to like prowl off of him. And he's like so charming, and he's like this towering, like buff guy with like golden locks, and like, because like the other option, what was Tamlin's shifter?
Isn't he a fox? Is it? Because doesn't he have
no? That's Lucien. Lucien, however you say it, Lucien. He was the fox because he had red hair.
Tamlin's like,
and they
isn't he just described as like a beast?
I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember.
We hate him anyways.
It was Tampon.
You said chapter 65. What the fuck?
And then you read chapter...
Oh, no, that was me.
That was you.
That was me. Okay, hold on.
I think I said
chapter 33.
33. I knew it was a 3.
Well, wait. It says...
What's that one, though?
Chapter 33, The Tension. Chef's Kiss. That's what you wrote.
I think that was the first...
You also said chapter 64, Wings.
Oh, okay. I have something for that one. And since we're talking about Tampon and all of those guys in ACOTAR, I think it's actually a fine time to bring that one up. But
you also sent me chapter 36.
I think... Oh, that's where I got the 63 from. Maybe I'm dyslexic.
So we don't know where in the book we're talking about.
Okay. The Oracle's Chamber, yada yada, hunt straight across. One second to your time. Ugh. I have no idea what chapter 33 was.
Cut this.
Yeah, cut this part. But
Pretty sure
I
there's
think
actually a
it's-
feature that if you say clip this, it'll do an AI clip of like the specific segment that you want. Like if you say something and you say clip this, I
that's
read
cool.
something about that the other day.
That's really cool. Maybe that's how we got some of our pieces from the last one.
Maybe.
But I think it's either Gabriel, or I think it could also have been Tamlin, because in Akatar there's a pool of starlight in the spring court,
Yeah.
and I think that's another rift.
Oh, for sure.
Oh wait, that's what's on. It absolutely is a portal to the other worlds, because that's on Elena's tomb
Mm-hmm.
under the castle. Times a rift. Isn't that what it says?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's a ton of like starlight just in general
Mhm.
across this entire universe.
Yeah, the 7 stars, the Asteri.
Can I hit you with my one theory
I'm
that I
ready.
have?
I'm ready.
Okay. My theory, hold on, let me pull it up.
Oh.
I had it in my head, but let me pull up what I actually wrote. Oh my god, I clicked the wrong note again. Okay, so my theory is that the Autumn King, and thus Bryce and shit, what's his name? Rune are the descendants of either Eris or Lucian. They hit on the red hair
so hard
that I'm like, they have to be. My guess is they're the descendants of Eris.
See,
because he's the Autumn King, or the Lord of the Autumn Court.
Of the Autumn Court. That's really interesting. You don't think, oh my god, what's his name? Is it Byron? Is Byron the dad? I feel like it started with a B, and I feel like it was a name that made me feel like I wanted to punch him in the nose.
Like the girl's dad?
No. In the Lord of the Autumn Court, the guy who sucked. Eris and
I think it is Byron.
I can't remember. Anyway, the Lord of the Autumn Court in Akatar. What if, because if it is Tamlin that she fucks in the bathroom, that timeline wouldn't work. You know?
I mean, it still could. If this is however many years in the future, but they can world walk and live for hundreds of years.
It could be, yeah. Because there's also like, isn't it in Akatar? There's not a lot of people who live the like 1,000-year lifespan, Fae-wise, in a lot of the books. But there are certain characters, like, isn't it Amryn?
Oh, Amryn's ancient.
Exactly. And so it's
but
like,
Amryn's not Fae. Amryn's
she's
an entity
else
that has been put into human
form. That's the word that I was looking for. It's one of the other ones, and I want to know how you say it, because the moment it popped in the audiobook, I was like,
oh, which one?
Been saying that one wrong.
Which one?
It's the one that starts with the D and ends with the I.
The Daemon Kai?
That is closer than I had it in my head to the audiobook. And it's Daemon Key. Like the first half of how you said it was right, but the last half
is
more
you just straight
up
saying demon when you read it?
I think I was saying, oh, no. Isn't it Demonaki? Or Daemonaki?
It is.
Yes. That's what it is. But I was literally saying it like, I think I was saying it the way you just said it. But in the audiobook, I think it's
oh, that is a unique idea to Crescent City.
The Daemonaki.
Like that word comes up as just characters in Crescent City.
Yes.
I thought that was like a thing.
I also thought that was like a regular fantasy type like character. Is that what you mean? I think it's Daemonaki or Demonaki.
No, you're right.
How they say it though, and I was like, I was dead wrong.
Pronunciation. Yeah, Daemonaki.
Yes,
that's what it says.
And I was like, that makes so much sense though. Like having read the book and then listened to the audiobook like back to back the way that I have, the moment they said it, and I went, yeah, that tracks. That is how that's spelled.
This is obviously a segue, but I am listening to the audiobook of Throne of Glass. And do you remember the conversations that we had about Kale's name?
This is the tension. 36.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Kale's name.
The conversations we had about how I was saying Kale.
Yeah, I was too.
And then
we got laughed at.
Kale. It is Kale.
Uh-huh,
In the
I know.
audiobook, that's how she says it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was right.
I will say I said it wronger than that first. I think I said cow.
Oh, you did.
And then I started like halfway through, I switched it to closer to kale, but I still said it the other way. But yeah, I love baby kale though. That's the best. Like
Baby kale
I know
is the
exactly
only
who,
good iteration of kale.
I know exactly who you're talking about when you say baby kale.
The
Okay.
only iteration of him.
So chapter 36 was the shooting range scene.
Oh my god, the tension.
First and foremost, the moment that
If you break the spine of my book, I'm going to yell at you.
I love the relationship and the character of Bryce's stepfather. It came out of nowhere.
Being a sharpshooter?
In my opinion.
Well, her mom too, like throughout the book,
She just got cooler and cooler.
Like her mom in the beginning gave me like frumpy, like suburban housewife vibes. And by the end I was like, oh my gosh.
She gives me fuck America, I'll do it my own, like trad wife vibes, but like takes no shit trad wife. Not like a wears a dress and makes all the dinners, but like a.
But that's what I was picturing at first.
Yes.
100%. I was like worried mom, super naive to everything that's going on. And by the end I was like, this woman's been through some trauma.
And then Bryce having to take Randall like to the mat. I want that to play out in a real scene in a future book. Like I want to somehow hear more about her being raised by them, but I'm pretty positive that the books that are currently out don't go in that direction.
Probably not.
But we also have no novellas for Crescent City.
That's true. I don't know if we're gonna get them though.
But isn't this her most recent series?
Yes.
So I think because it took what? Frost and Starlight was book 4 before we got our first novella in ACOTAR. And then we got the second novella immediately following it. And then
I guess technically Throne of Glass didn't get the novella until the very end.
Until book like 5 or 6.
I thought that one's the most recent one that came out.
Which one?
Assassin's Blade. I thought that was the last of Throne of Glass to come out.
No. Assassin's Blade came out because I saw the timeline and I was like, oh, it did come out when you inserted it into the series. It was like book 3 or 4 that came out.
I read it book 3.
And I think it came out as book like 3 or 4. But then there's also Tower of Dawn.
Oh, it came out the same year as Heir of Fire.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, like, I guess that was technically book 4, but it's also like, it has such a loose place in the whole series that...
We're very off topic from Crescent City.
That's okay, because we're talking about how they all connect. Either way, I hope a novella comes out because I would love to know more of the backstory to like Hunt.
Yeah.
And his Triari gang too.
I don't know. I feel like we've gotten a lot of Hunt's backstory like mixed in.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the other parts of it are going to be boring because we've gotten enough information about like how his relationship with Shahar.
Yeah.
And like him being a mercenary by force basically.
Yeah.
Have like led to the trauma that I feel like we've gotten enough of the backstory.
I agree with that part. I want more of the relationships he has because he's like known the people that he's with for like ever. And
that's
like
true.
Lehaba's grandmother had fought with him, you know, like I feel like
that's true.
I would like more relationally with him because he is clearly like a deeply feeling person despite everything that he has had to do and like true. That has happened to him. And so I think that it would just be like a really interesting take from his brain. But I'm also at the like thought process now that I'm talking about it where I'm like, but she has done in the past novellas and in the future novellas and in the present novellas kind of situation. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you literally have no idea what she could offer you.
True.
Which is crazy.
I will say that I think one of my favorite things about this book is how different Bryce is from both Feyre and Aelin.
Yeah.
Like I love that both of like Feyre and Aelin basically walked into every situation being like, I am in charge.
Yeah.
And that Bryce was like, think I'm a party girl. I don't care. In fact, I'd rather it.
Yeah.
I'd rather you have no idea what I can do.
Yeah.
And just like float through life.
She is my favorite one, but I will also say, like, on Instagram, the people who like love her the most, I'm like, I don't really feel like I identify a lot with you.
I think that I loved Bryce a lot until we hit the point in the book where Hunt does the drug deal and has been lying to her, and she's super angry about it, and then immediately goes and like is about to sacrifice her entire life for him. And I was like, you just found out he lied to you like dramatically and has tried to get you off the track of finding Danica's killer, and you just like with no other reason were like, I will pay off his debt or I will go in his place. And I was like,
what book do you think we discovered that they're the fated mates? I mean, like, that's the reason.
They hinted at it. That's here, the reason. I feel like.
Exactly. There was a really big hint. I do remember seeing that. I can't remember what it was, but like, it's gonna happen, and that's why. Like, that's the pulling force.
Still mad.
But that's what happened in all the books.
I know, but I'm still mad.
Like, why did Farrah?
She felt like she was going to be different, though. Like
because it was so far in the book.
It was so far in the book, and she was so. I think some of it is that she was so mad. Like she was like, "Screw him! I'm never talking to him again. I'm never thinking about him again." And literally, the next chapter, she was like, "Here's $8 quadrillion, or my soul, but don't take him." And I was like,
"Oh my god,
girl, you were so mad 5 minutes ago."
I know. That was so.
Can we have had like something that made it be like the transition to her being like, no, I actually like have to go do this and not. Oh my god, you just pulled your eyebrows.
I got it. It's good.
There was a part where they hinted at them.
So they hinted at it before that, and then the moment that happened, I was like, "Is this the moment that it like? Oh wait, wasn't it like they felt something like pull between them at some point in the book?"
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that happened. They also and then do something else like hinted.
They also do the like brain talking through looks that happens a lot.
But Rune also did that with him.
But he can actually like telepathy.
Wait, isn't that like what Rhysand does though?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't even think of that.
What's the word for it? Because Feyre and Rhysand both have the power, whatever the power is, to be able to talk into somebody's mind.
I have no idea. It has been a long
Google
time.
It.
I think I started ACOTAR almost a year ago.
But I think so Rune has that power, but then it was like the italics like they do in Throne of Glass between
like the eye contact
and
thing. Yeah.
Rowan, where it's like you hear their thoughts like they're talking to each other, but it's just looks.
Because they understand each other so well.
Which also makes me think about all the memes online of Violet and Xaden when they're like arguing in their heads and they're talking. It's like, can you imagine the people near them that are just like,
what's going on? Like a ping pong match.
What are you guys doing? This is awkward. Stop.
Oh my gosh.
What is this? I'm gonna look it up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
I was trying to remember what that part was. But I do remember there being like a zing sort of situation.
It's called the Damati power. That's what it is. They're both Damati. That's why I knew I'd recognized that word before. That's their ability to speak into their minds.
Yeah. I think I remember Googling that when I read ACOTAR and being really confused because it only brought up ACOTAR references.
But now there's also...
And the explanation was like, that's what Rhysand is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thanks.
But they have to be related.
Because the Demonaki are angels.
Yeah.
And others of that class? Or is it Demonaki are in the same class as angels? The same house? And it runs through all of that in the first like chapter where it's like describing the houses and who fits in what house.
No, they're not. The Malachim are the angels, and they're in the House of Sky and Breath, and then the Daemonaki, whatever, are in the Flame and Shadow.
Interesting. Oh, wings. They haven't talked about the like wings being the like make him come measure in this book like they did in ACOTAR, but that was immediately what popped in my head. Whatever chapter I sent you about the wings. They're like in a hot and heavy like moment, and his wings are like grown back. What are you
talking about? Yes,
his wings are like grown back or something, or it's like when they're in the shower and she's like cleaning his wings after he goes and murders those people.
Yes,
and in my head, I was like, this is not about to happen, because it was the shower scene, because he was like emotionally distraught.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not about to happen, where she goes to like clean his wings, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, sorry.
Ew. Okay, that and the couch scene.
When she like pushes him into the couch.
The entire time I was reading that scene, I was like, aren't his wings?
I literally was
busted?
like,
his back
that has to hurt.
I was like, his back is ripped open right now. There's no way this is happening. He has to be in so much pain.
And he was like, no, it's fine.
And then
he's like, I've been waiting for this for too long.
The screaming, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
The trauma, the horror. No.
Ugh.
No, absolutely
that
not.
That scene, not their hot and heavy scene, but the scene of him getting his wings cut off.
Ugh.
Because it's the dramatized book.
Oh.
I mean, like the voice actor for Bryce is like screaming in the background while it's going through the portion of like Hunt's internal dialogue of that scene. And like you hear the swipe of like a shing of a sword. Oh my God. I was literally listening to it and I was like, because that was like, I think that was the scene I was listening to while I was like arriving at the airport. I know.
That was awful.
It was terrible.
I was thinking about, like, I've seen the AI versions of the dramatized one for Throne of Glass. Like, specifically, like, Kingdom of Ash when Aelin's, like, screaming to get the mask off. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to listen to that scene.
I know. That whole portion is like, and I've heard the voiceover for it. Have you?
It's AI. It's AI, because they haven't released the dramatized audiobook for Throne of Glass.
Oh, yet. Okay.
So that's, like, somebody's recreation of what they think it's going to be.
I will say, this is the one that really gets me. Okay. In the audiobook, I don't think that you could be mentally prepared for the inflections and dialects of each individual character. Bryce sounds like she's from the South. Like the very first few chapters, she has a Southern drawl.
Bryce is a New York girl in my mind.
Straight up. Bryce is a girl who grew up in like a medium-sized town, small city, and then was like, I have big dreams. I'm going to the big city. And she does.
Because her dad or stepdad, whatever, is a well-known sharpshooter. Like, there's no way they live in the sticks.
I mean, where did we find out they like leave to though? Like we actually find out kind of where they move to, and it's probably like a small town, small city sort of situation. But I mean, think about it this way. Nashville is a big city.
Wow.
And people have that Southern drawl.
That's true.
You know? And then Connor sounded like he was straight up from Australia. And it was so thick the first thing he said, and his voice was a solid octave and a half lower than I was ready for. Like
I was picturing him having a pretty low voice.
It was like, I think it was because of the Australian accent. Like, think about it. Have you really ever heard somebody with an Australian accent that has a super, maybe Chris Hemsworth, the Hemsworth brothers have pretty low accent, like pretty low voices, yeah. But it wasn't sexy like their voices.
Oh.
It was weird. Like, no hate on the voice actor. It didn't sound like his natural, like, inflection. Voice. So it was obviously like a faked accent, but I wasn't ready for it. It wasn't what I wanted him to sound like at all. And it ruined that character for me.
Okay, what was Danica's voice?
Oh,
because for Danica, I'm picturing like Detroit or Brooklyn.
I honestly can't remember Danica's voice because the portion of like Danica's like voiceover actor in my head is when she is tearing apart.
The whole podcast is a spoiler alert.
When she's tearing apart the pack of devils and she's scream crying.
No.
That's the only portion that I can remember in my head. But she does have like probably, I mean, kind of like my voice, I think, where it's like not a lot of like accent inflection, but it's also like, I don't know, it's a little bit, it's kind of girly. I mean, it's not like a, except for
kind of rough.
When she's in her wolf form, it is rough. Okay. Like when her and Bryce are walking down the street, it gets low.
Okay.
So that one was interesting. Hunt's voice isn't as low as I wanted it to be.
I know. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
picturing that one being very low.
He's not. It
Also-
reminds me of his voice kind of gives me the vibes of, have you ever seen Bones? I think
Yeah.
is what it is. The
With
sciencey
Emily
guy
Sweets.
with the like slightly curly hair.
Sweets.
I'm pretty sure, yes, that's him. The voice makes me think of that man, but his voice doesn't sound like that.
Interesting.
It sounds like a voice that would suit that man though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also,
remembering
you and I have talked about this not on the pod several times, but the way that this book had like 3 major plot twists.
Only 3?
3 major plot twists.
Oh my god.
That caught me so off guard.
Flabbergasted.
So off guard.
Okay, first one was,
I mean, Danica dying 5
yeah.
chapters into
Literally,
the book.
I was like, what could you possibly bring out of this?
Like, I fully was like, Bryce is just tripping. Like, they just talked about all the drugs she took. She's gonna fuck up and do something stupid, but she's just tripping right now.
Okay, wait a second. Can I tell, like, my very first thought in my brain was, this is Nehemiah all over again. She's gonna keep popping up.
I'm so sorry.
I know I say it wrong.
What did you just...
Nehemiah.
Nehemia.
Yes, that is how they say it in the books.
Nehemia.
I know, but that's how I say it in my brain. And I can't fix it. That's the thing. I can't fix it because I do try to actively.
When I read the book.
Nope, I do actively try to say it correctly, and I don't. Either way, Danica, I thought, was going to keep coming back like that. Like she was going to be able to be easily summoned because, like, they do talk about like going over to
The bone quarter.
Yes, and like being able to like converse with the dead that didn't get like dumped into the Istros.
Although I don't think they can because there's the part where Bryce goes back, or where maybe it's where they talk about the flashback of Bryce going over to barter for Danica's spot, that she had to get the special coin that she stole from Jessica to pay the fare to get over there. And it's like a super rare ancient coin.
I will also say though, I mean, think about it. They had to use Demarius to summon people in Throne of Glass. So like they also had to have like a special situation and subject going on with props involved to be able to like summon people from the other realms basically to talk to them.
Yeah.
So like that does make sense. Like I don't think they could go over like whenever the fuck they wanted, but I thought that Danica was going to end up guiding her like as much as Nehemia. See, I can get it right when I like whenever it's like actually in my brain. I thought she was gonna like end up guiding her like Aelin was guided.
Yeah.
You know? And so that one really was like, okay, I can see where this is going. And then it was like,
no.
And then she's like actually already gone, which means she's not coming back up in another book.
Right.
Like she was banished from the bone quarter
disappeared
too.
now.
That's crazy.
Maybe there were 4. Maybe there were 4 big plot twists.
Because that one really threw you too. What was the second one? Or just another one?
I mean, Hunt doing the drug deal. Like when it was the hood covering his face, and it was like, and he turned, and it was Hunt's face. I was like, what?
I think I saw that coming the like 3 sentences before when they talked about the way, like this, like his size and the way he was standing and stuff. I was like, wait a second. And then I got there and I was like,
I fully was sitting there and I was like, okay, who could this be? I was like, maybe it's Danica. Maybe she somehow went into hiding. Something was staged. She isn't actually dead. I was like, maybe it's Rune or like one of Rune's roommates. I was like, maybe it's like the Autumn King or somebody like that. I was like, maybe it's Micah before Micah showed up. I was like, it's clearly somebody important.
Yeah.
But Hunt was not even a little bit on my list.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's Isaiah. Like, I was running through everybody else and it was Hunt and I was like, no, it's not.
I genuinely didn't expect it to be like related people. Like I thought what was going to happen was like they were going to see this shady shit going down and then like key players were going to show up and something like else crazy was going to happen. The idea of like the 3 of them being the ones who did it never even crossed my mind.
Blew my mind.
Yeah. That one was pretty good though. I will say, I don't know. I feel like in my, like, what I would have thought, how I would have thought Bryce would have reacted, the way she did react didn't hit the way that I thought it would. You know, like, she just, like, broke down.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that to be how she would have handled that situation.
So I actually...
And Fury popping up out of nowhere. Like, that.
And Fury being in a relationship with Juniper?
That felt loosely tossed in, less of maybe a actual relationship.
I don't know. It kind of seemed like it was an actual, like, there was a lot of emotional investment there.
Yeah.
I think the way Bryce reacted is what I expected, but not because it was Hunt that betrayed her specifically, but that it was like he knew how much she wanted to solve Danica's murder.
And he knew before.
And he knew before her.
It was that portion of it.
He not only didn't tell her, but was like actively trying to steer her away from figuring it out, which, like, based on what actually happened, like Danica being, like, killing the pack and then herself, I can understand why Hunt was trying to steer her away, but, like, I also understand why Bryce was mad. Not that, like, just Hunt betrayed her and she was in love with him, but, like, he knew how important all of that was to her.
I also can't fault Hunt for how he handled it, though, because it's one of those things where it's like, you knew you were doing something wrong and you cared about someone and you didn't want to drag them into it. And then the moment that he realized it was a bad idea going on, he did try to steer her away so that he could undo it.
Yeah. I'm not anti-Hunt in this situation necessarily. I was at first. When it was him that turned around and I was like,
I was too.
Mother of God.
I was too.
And when he was like, I was trying to stop it, I was like, oh, no, you weren't. Stop.
Oh, I immediately believed him. I was like, no, I do see that. Like,
I did not.
I think I immediately put that thought process that I just, like, vocalized in my head as he was like, I didn't want her to be an accomplice because I care about her. And then she was figuring it out, but I knew that I could at least take steps to make it not happen. And then I could come back and explain it later kind of situation rather than being like, I have to go do this thing. And here's all of it laid out because, like, I mean, he knew he had to, like, act quickly.
Right.
You know? And so I immediately put all of that together and I was like, she's really mad.
So mad.
Like, how is this going to be brought back? And then she just, like you said earlier, just forgave him.
Too quickly.
That's why I was like, they're fated mates.
Like, too quick. There needed to be another chapter in there of, like, her going back to her apartment and finding something that he left that made her realize, like, why he had done it.
Well, wait a second. There was a piece, because I just read that, or I just listened to that. It's not she finds something, it's the thought. She's, like, in her apartment in that thought process, and she thinks about the sunball hat, and that's the moment of switch, and she's like, I do believe him. Like, she goes through that moment that I had of, like, I guarantee he was trying to stop that. I do believe him. Like, I know like, I see the motives, and I need to fix this. You know, like, she does kind of
to be, like,
have that moment
spelled out slightly more for me to have not just felt like she was acting like a silly girl, basically. Plot twist number 3 was Micah walking into the library, and I fully was like,
I knew he was a bad guy from the beginning.
I knew he was a bad guy. I feel like they portrayed him as a bad guy,
and like, they really tried to redeem him, though.
Bryce on a date, like, all of it. But he walked into the library, and I was like, okay, this is bad news. But, like, what is he trying to get out of it? I assumed it was just going to be a conversation. There was no point where I was like,
he's about to
gonna try to off her.
I will say the plot twist that got me was the horn and the tattoo
being in her tattoo,
that she is now the horn. And I will also say, the moment we figured that out, I went, Aelin has the word mercs. She can world walk because of those. And now Bryce is a living world walking portal. And she can go anywhere she wants. I know that there's supposed to be another series in its own entirety, and I cannot wait until they all start world walking.
Bryce and Aelin meet up.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be so good.
I also, because we've heard of like Az being in some of these books at some point.
Yeah.
Or like he's hinted at or whatever. I wonder with the ACOTAR 6 and 7 coming out, what, like, I think that's when we find out how people in their world walk.
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't think Moore is from that world.
No.
I think that they did the thing that Maeve did, and they mind controlled all the people they needed to for the guy in the mountain. What's his name? The Court of Nightmares? The Court of Nightmares Lord?
Yes.
Him. I think that they manipulated all the constituents to believe that Moore was their daughter, and that's why everyone hates her, is because like there's just something that doesn't quite feel right about her being there.
I think especially with her basically being absent for Silver Flames, I think she's a bad guy. I think Moore ends up being a bad guy.
I think she's world walking.
I think she ends up like being a bad guy.
Yeah, I can see that. She can't like shift or anything. Could she be popping up in Crescent City and we not realizing who she is?
Possibly.
I mean, what's her face? Danica was a blonde, wasn't she? Because
Yes.
Sabine is a blonde.
Yes.
But I don't think that would be who she is. Her power is truth. She doesn't really have anything else. She can winnow, can't she?
She can.
What do you think she would be if she were something in the Crescent City series with all of the different like races they have there? You know?
The list of them.
Oh, do you think she's a wraith? Because she's supposed to be tall and long-legged and beautiful, and she took a body like Vic did. And
I could see that.
I could see her being a wraith. What if her
right?
What if her fucking right?
That would be amazing. I will say when I first read, like I had to think about it because when I first read that the horn had been like ground up and put in Bryce's tattoo, I was like, and then I was like, actually, I think there's like stuff in Aelin's tattoo, isn't there? Like, doesn't Rowan like include something in Aelin's tattoo? Like, I know there's the word marks that help pull her home.
Iron, so that it stays better.
I was gonna say there's something ground up in there.
They grind up the iron so that it heals properly. Like there's something
so it
along
heals as a tattoo.
Yeah, there's something along those lines so that it actually stays in the skin. I can't remember if there's anything additional. Like if whenever he redoes it, he adds something. You know, I know he expands the tattoo
into the word marks.
Yeah,
to pull her home. Wraiths are in the House of Flame and Shadows, which include many wicked and unnamed things that even Erd herself cannot see.
Interesting.
Also,
I think Nesta's in that one.
Yes.
Could she just be a witch though? Because here's the thing, there's also the cross connection between Moore having that shit nailed to her stomach and Astern having, what was it? Across hers.
Yes. What did it say?
Unclean. Unclean. Could kill the
disgusting.
Disgusting. Fuck her.
It's a whole different thing.
Like this is just gonna get me riled up.
Disgusting.
But I mean, like that's kind of similar because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Lost a baby.
Yeah.
Same thing happened. Do you want to bring up your witch overlap pieces?
The witch overlap pieces. I mean, I think that Elaine is a witch.
I think Elaine is a witch too.
Because we don't know who Mama Archeron is.
I think her mom is a witch. I think all three of them are witches.
And it would make sense. I don't know if I think Feyre is necessarily a witch.
Well, we have to think about it in these terms though, real quick. In Crescent City, the witches have no problem getting pregnant. Like, it's not a thing. It's literally never mentioned, but they do talk about, they usually have girls over boys.
They did. That's right.
Uh-huh.
I also saw a theory on Instagram the other day that Nesta is not actually related to Feyre and Elaine.
That she has a different daddy?
That she has a different mother.
Then why would her mom have only liked Nesta?
Or maybe it was the other way around.
That the other two girls don't
had a different mother. Like that they were not related and that's why their mom treats them differently.
Their dad did travel a lot. What if he like brought them home after he had gotten someone pregnant somewhere?
Yeah.
So what would we think they were? I mean,
Well, so there's also a part when they're talking about witches that it's not always generational, or that if it is, sometimes there's just a
They
witch.
just pop up, yeah.
And so I think that Elaine is a witch because they specifically talk about seers, which is what Elaine is.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Interesting. I could see that.
I also, in ACOTAR, would love to see Nesta end up with Eris. He's like flirting with her at the ball where they're dancing.
Yeah.
I would love to see them be a thing, and then that spawn off Bryce's family. Because the other plot twist, Bryce taking her drop by herself and being more powerful than the Autumn King.
Yeah.
Like, she is not just
she's
half
the Starborn.
Yeah. But like,
she's got, see, that's the thing. That's what
Is there anybody in the Night Court that's a redhead?
Azrael has black hair. Cassian has black hair. Reese has black hair. The Autumn Court is the only place that has like the bright red hair.
Lucian.
Yeah, like the dark bright red hair. Arabin has bright red hair.
Ugh,
but is Arabin, was he was Fae.
Yeah, he was.
He was Fae.
Oh, I should have saved it. I saw a theory about him being in ACOTAR, I think.
What if somehow Arabin is the one connected to the Autumn? And I honestly thought, whenever I saw the renditions of Arabin, I thought he was somehow connected to the Autumn Court.
I just think that, like, and they did the same thing for him, like the overemphasis on the red hair. I'm like, this has to be a thing. It was
the shade of red.
This has to be a thing. Like, there's so much emphasis on the hair.
Yeah.
Just like in Throne of Glass, where there's so much emphasis on the eyes.
Yeah.
Like, being the connection.
I mean, I definitely think that the Autumn Court and the Autumn King are connected. Because, like, that's just way too similar. And they both have fire powers. And, you know, my thoughts on it are, like, obviously the Autumn King did have to pass on his power to a child. And clearly it didn't go to Rune. But his mom was Fae, wasn't she? And Ember, first of all, her name is Ember. And she's, like, mama of the fire baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was their power. So I think there's something else in Ember we don't know about.
My other theory that just popped into my head.
Uh-huh.
Elaine accepts the mating bond with Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
And that spawns this off. And it's Fae and Witch. Because it would be the red hair. And then it would make sense that Bryce would potentially be the half Fae and not know that she's also, I mean, I know she's the Starborn, but like that she's not also something else. Because I feel like they talk about the Starborn power getting like depleted with each new generation.
Yeah.
So how would she end up being more powerful than the Autumn King?
Yeah.
Unless there's something else hidden there. But then they also did that genetic test or whatever.
That said she's Fae.
That said she's half Fae. So I don't know if it would be something else. Because the genetic test didn't show she was Starborn. Or that would have been like public knowledge.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So there might be something else there.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly believe in the like healers of Throne of Glass potentially having witch ancestry. Because most of the generational healers had girls.
Yeah.
And in Crescent City, like we've already talked about, they were seers, they were healers, they had like all kinds of different types of magic within. And I think it's one of those things that like I said, Crescent City comes together where Lunathion is America. And so that would make it so like other worlds, like there could be a witch world.
Yeah.
That like witches have been fleeing from for thousands of years, and they've ended up other places and lost that portion of their history because the three-faced goddess is also referenced to these witches. And it's also like...
Also the fact that Rune never asked the name of the witch healer. Oh, I can't remember her name. The princess.
He like thought about it a million times and then never asked her.
And never actually asked her. Hypaxia.
Did he ask her? I think he asked her the first time he met her and she didn't answer. Or did he just think it really hard and then she walked away? Because that feels like something a man would do.
I don't remember.
It does feel like something a man would do, though.
It does. Absolutely. I think she may have also been like, it doesn't matter. Or something like that and walked away.
Yeah. I don't know. Although, actually, though.
I don't think he asked, because doesn't she say when they show up at the Congress or whatever that meeting is called, doesn't he say, why didn't you tell me your name? And she says, you didn't ask.
I think so. Maybe. I think so. She feels a lot like Petra Blueblood in my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She feels like she feels
more like Nehemia to me. Like, I feel like she knows a lot and is real quiet about it. She is real dignified and like put together.
I think I'm only talking.
Wheels are turning.
Yes. I fully agree with everything you're saying. And yes, I do agree that she is very similar in that way. I mean, looks. Like the person I had in my head for Petra Blueblood is also Hypaxia.
Is it Petra Blonde?
I envisioned her with like, what is it called? The like ash blonde color. Like the perfect in between of light brown and dark dirty blonde.
I pictured her as like a medium dirty blonde. I think it's because the only person I've ever seen named Petra is an actress in Jane the Virgin, and she has very blonde hair. And so I think that I like immediately kind of went to that.
That's totally fair. I do
like
that
a
all
dirty
the time.
blonde
I do that all the time. That's hilarious. I love this book. 10 out of 10. I've already technically reread it.
10 out of 10 indeed.
Do we want to do how long have we been going? I literally don't even know how long this has been.
I don't know.
Recording. I think it says 51. Do you have a recommendation you'd like to offer
to
the pod?
Oh, just like general
recommendations. Anything that you would like to offer?
Drink some water today. I had too much coffee back to back this morning.
Hydrate. Cheers.
Think that was a problem. So drink more water than coffee. It's my recommendation.
In the sense of self-care, take your allergy meds. It's spring.
I must just spit my water out.
I actually think that when this comes out, that it'll be like summer. So maybe
spring right now.
Spend the time right now to remember when you first started having a runny nose and set a calendar reminder to start taking your allergy medicine next year. You're welcome. That's my rec.
I literally saw a post earlier that it was
I do that.
It was like, you never appreciate like what you don't have until it's gone. So if you're sitting there right now without a stuffy nose, just take a second to appreciate it, because that season is coming.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Although I will say, being here, my breathing's better, my allergies feel better. The moment I get home, I'm gonna be like,
so you should just move here.
I know, I agree. If only my husband's job didn't get to tell us where to move.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Fine. It's fine. All right, Rex. Do you have a actor you would want to be a character in this saga?
Is it too on the nose to cast Bryce Dallas Howard as Bryce?
I don't know who that is. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Look her up. You know her. I think she might be a little too old at this point. I think she might. I don't want to take a guess and put that on the pot of how old she is, because I don't want to be insulting.
Oh god, she's 45, so she's not super old, but she is definitely older than
too old for
I
this.
would.
But young Bryce Dallas Howard, I think, would have been a great casting.
Oh, she would have been a 10 out of 10.
They would
have had to do her hair darker red, but she has a couple of pictures like that. I will say mine, the one that popped up in my head for Hunt was the guy from
I'm picturing
Vampire Diaries.
That's literally what I was about to say.
The guy from Vampire. Ian Somerhalder? What the fuck kind of name is that?
That's literally what I was thinking as well. Oh no, I was thinking the other one.
No, him. That's Hunt.
Okay, hold on. Maybe I'm thinking. Oh no,
because look, shoulder length, black hair, doesn't actually have to be like a bob.
Okay, hold on.
This is who's mine. Oh my gosh, this one. The one with a little bit of the 5 o'clock shadow. That's Hunt. He's 47. He's definitely too old to be Hunt, but
This was my picture. I was thinking Supernatural, not Vampire Diaries, but like with the longer hair.
But isn't his hair supposed to be black? It's supposed to be like dark brown.
Hair dye exists. Actors dye their hair and do things like wear wigs and stuff all the time.
I think he's more beautiful.
I disagree.
We have different taste in men.
We do. That's accurate.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those were my picks. So what is his name? Hold that thought. Ian Somerhalder. Can we have that pronounced? Can you say that to me, Google? Aw. Oh wait, those aren't kids. It says siblings. He has 2 siblings. What do they do? I love doing this. Oh my gosh. How old is that man? That's so weird. All right. Anyways, all right, Rex. There we go. I don't have a song for this one, so
I don't either. I didn't really think about a song.
Yeah, I didn't do that on this one.
I kind of just pictured a lot of like city noise.
That's what's on the audiobook. It's really good. My recommendation would also be listen to the audiobook if you've read the book. It's fantastic. It's a really good one. I wonder why they had the dramatized audiobook out before they had the other one.
Before Throne of Glass?
Yeah.
I think Throne of Glass has so many books.
And they want to do them all at once.
Yeah, and they already have the normal audiobook out for it. Do they have a normal audiobook for Crescent City, or did they just do the dramatized one?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they may have started Throne of Glass on just a normal audiobook before the dramatized ones became popular, and so now they're like redoing it with the drama.
That's fair. All right, well, that's the end of this one. I think that was fun.
That was solid. That was our best one yet.
That was so much more aggressive than it needed to be. Godspeed, God's blessed.
Enjoy or ignore. Now that you've already listened.